What's up? I am Blaze, and this is Omi, and we are part of Ionia. Others telling us to keep our big mouth shut the minute the umbilical is cut. Jesus showing us how to sing a good Lord song, how the fear of God will always keep us strong. Jesus telling us hard work it will prevail, and between your legs don't ever tuck your tail. But I've seen fathers lie, I've seen holy men who sin, seen the lazy and the cheaters always win. It's your own idea, got my own idea, it's your own idea what's right. It's your own idea how to make it through the night. It's your own idea, got my own idea, it's your own idea what's sane. It's your own idea how to finally kill the pain. Boss man telling us don't give cause greed is good, and do more like I do, that's what you should. The country scolding us, don't let them see you cry. Go kill for me, don't ask what for or why. Son, come wrap your arms around this pale blue dot and finally give me peace from what I've sought. Get your own idea, got my own idea, get your own idea what's right. Get your own idea how to make it through the night. Get your own idea, got my own idea, get your own idea what's sane. Get your own idea how to finally kill the pain. Get your own idea, got my own idea, get your own idea what's right. Get your own idea how to make it through the night. Get your own idea, got my own idea, get your own idea what's sane. Get your own idea how to finally kill the pain. Get your own idea, got my own idea, get your own idea what's right. Get your own idea how to make it through the night. Get your own idea, got my own idea, get your own idea what's sane. Get your own idea how to finally kill the pain. That was Idea. So we're Ionia. We're a band from New York City, and we have an EP coming out pretty soon, and that song is on it. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to contact us, because we are live right now. And we have a question. We've been in a band together. The question is, how long have you guys been in a band together? We've been in a band together for 3 years almost. And I'm usually the vocalist, and Omi is the guitar player, the lead guitar player. And then there's bass and drums and another guitar player as well, Vinny and Pete. and Jared, who are not with us today, because they get to sleep in, or we get to go do this. Good for them. We're going to play another song called Lion's Share. And this song is about greed.
Trade blood for diamonds and soldiers for pieces of eight. Don't meet the quota, that's something I can't tolerate. Thief in the night and a king in the light of the day. You're heavy in coin in this court, and you'll have final say. 'Cause I'll take the lion's share. I'll take the lion's share. I am a dog posing as king. You can live off my scraps and my praises. You all better learn how to sing. When my greed was born, I stole from you even the molds. Set fire to the land and the sea, sold you back the cold. Poisoned every seed on this earth, bought a license to kill. My dear boy, show the doctor where it hurts, and I'll sell you a pill. I'll take the lion's share. I'll take the lion's share. I am the dog posing as king. You can live off my scraps, but my praises you all better learn how to sing. I'll take the lion's share. I'll take the lion's share. Something you better learn to bear. 'Cause I'll take the lion's share. I am the dog posing as king. You can live off my scraps and my praises. You all better learn how to sing. So how's your day going?
Very well. Good. Another question?
Yes, we have a question coming in. So the question is, what only has been your favorite to perform in? What city is your favorite to perform in? Sorry, I'm slightly dyslexic this morning. I don't know if we have a favorite city to perform in. We've performed in a lot of different places, and I think that for us, wherever people are enthusiastic about hearing music and hearing new music and are open-minded, and that it's not super clicky or like kind of reared towards one type of music. We're kind of omnivores when it comes to music, and we like listening to a lot of different stuff, and we're influenced by a myriad of different stuff. So I would say that we're kind of into playing, whether it's someone's backyard or an arena, wherever people are genuinely enthusiastic about coming together as a community and, you know, participating in music. Because I don't think that there should be theoretically a lot of separation between a stage and an audience, or a band and an audience, or a performer and an audience. I think it's kind of about community and about kind of decimating those lines that exist between people. And I think that's what it's always been about. So wherever people are enthusiastic, I think is where we enjoy playing the most. Another question. What has been your favorite venue to perform in and why? Wherever the sound is good and wherever we can hear ourselves. We played in some really massive venues and some really big festivals, and it's been worse than some really small clubs. So wherever people take the time to and really respect the fact that, you know, it's kind of a lot of moving parts. I'm not going to name venues good or bad because I feel like that's kind of messed up. The next question is, what are some bands that inspire you? Bands that inspire us are, I grew up in Alaska in a commune in the woods, and I grew up listening to a lot of whatever my stepfather and my mother listened to. And a lot of what they listened to was, because we were fairly isolated, was a lot of their music. So I guess my early inspirations are Bob Dylan and the Rolling Stones and Cat Stevens. And I think it branched out from there into Michael Jackson when I discovered that, and Tom Petty. And I think as a band, we're kind of influenced by, we really like Thrice, we really like Brand New, we like Radiohead, obviously, goes without saying. A lot of different stuff, from classical and instrumental music to folk music to progressive metal. What are three things you cannot live without? Clean socks, probably food and water. That's it. Okay, so we'll play another song as we loosen up. So this song is called False Prophets.
No more glory, hallelujah. No more glory, hallelujah. Come preacher, come rabbi, come cleric, come on. Stand behind God's you create. You've been the shepherd who taught your whole flock how to hate. Come cardinal, come bishop who excuse abuse, who you to steal innocent souls. It's the body and blood of our children you rake over coals. Where is your God? Is he coming for you? Is he bearing the stars, the crosses of truth? So know what you've done, so know what you've done in his name. Your interpretation is biased and skewed. She passed it as absolute truth. And the holy wars you never finished, you leave for the oath. A logical outlook you do not possess. Control is the name of your game. And if something goes wrong, well, the devil's always right there to blame. God is coming for you. He's bearing the stars, the crosses of truth. So know what you've done, so know what you've done in his name. No more glory, hallelujah. No more glory, hallelujah. No more glory, hallelujah. Where where is your God? Is he coming for you? Is he bearing the stars, the crosses of truth? Does he know what you've done? Does he know what you've done in his name? Said, where is your God? Is she coming for you? Is she bearing the stars, the high thrones of truth? Does he know what you've done? Does he know what you've done in his name? No more glory, no more glory. Hallelujah.
All right, so questions. What has been your biggest challenge as a band? I think that finding your own original voice and being okay with that is probably every band's biggest challenge. It's definitely ours. I think that everybody is influenced by everything that came before, and you can't help that, and you're influenced by your upbringing. And if you are genuinely trying to create music, I think that you need to kind of throw all that away after a while and not worry about whether you're reinventing the wheel or get caught up on being, at least for us, being like super original or super different, just being yourself. I think that any artist who creates any platform of art needs to make their peace with that and be comfortable in their own skin enough to let certain things go and not be too worried about comparisons or too worried about whether something sounds or feels a certain way that needs to fit into some kind of box, because I think it's about self-expression, and I think we're all slightly different. And I think that's important to keep in mind and can be challenging in today's excessive media-driven culture. The next question is, how has your music evolved since you first began playing music together? I guess it's gone through a lot of evolutions. Because we are influenced by a lot of different things, we've kind of taken our time with figuring out who we are. And I think that if you're really honest with yourself, that you're constantly always doing that, and you never stop growing, and growing pains are part of being in a band, and there's a certain amount of push and pull. So, yeah, I think we're still going through the hardest stuff, and we may be forever. Forever and ever. Who was considered the class clown of the group? Well, we don't have much of a formatted classroom, but I guess
Maybe all together we're like an insane asylum.
yeah, we're more like a sanitarium than a classroom. So I guess Omi probably gets the most laughs. So not right now, but in general. So that would have to go to him. He would get that award. What is the last album each of you had listened to?
I would say the last album I bought is the Neighborhood album.
The Neighborhood.
I love it.
Yeah. Probably the 1975 or yeah, probably that. I'll just stick with that. So we're gonna play another song. This song is not done and it doesn't have a title, and that's why we're gonna play it, because it's exciting to do things that we don't know what's gonna happen.
Found out heaven was a big lie. Only perk is that you can fly. Hassle me cause I'm the new guy. But maybe it's because I don't try. Everyone out here is waiting. worth debating. There ain't nothing you can say yet that ever really kept you in there. Just when you think you know it all, you fall the way you're supposed to fall. Just when you think you know it all, you fall the way you're supposed to fall. Hey. Found out heaven was a big lie. Only perk is that you can fly. Hassle me cause I'm the new guy, or maybe it's because I don't try. Leading out on your own way. You were home and now you go days. That is single silence, you know. Everyone will find their own way. It's when you think you know it all, you fall the way you're supposed to fall. Just when you think you know it all, you fall the way you're supposed to fall. Hey, hey.
Cool. All right, we got a bunch of stuff to read. And I'm going blind from the lights. So, what message are you trying to send with your music? Think for yourself. Be okay with maybe not necessarily feeling what is not popular. Have discussions, connect with real people and not just with computers and with the devices in your hands, but, you know, live in a world where you're feeling real human connection, because I think it's vital to the evolution of mankind, even though technology is great. But mainly just be yourself, you know, fight for what you believe in. So David says, what is the most amazing thing that has happened to you on tour? Well, David, the things that have happened to us on tour, one time we were playing a show in Ohio, in Toledo, and a gentleman who looked like Dog the Bounty Hunter was front row, and he was really, really into it. And he handed the guitar player, he popped out his glass eye, and he gave it to the guitar player in between songs, and was trying to communicate to him that he'd be honored if he would use it as a pick during the next song. So without skipping a beat, of course, he took his glass eyepiece and used it as a pick in the next song and played a solo with it. And then after we got off stage, being moderately uncomfortable, the gentleman came over to the merch booth and bought a bunch of stuff, and he really appreciated the music, and that was awesome. And he pulled out his Glock, his gun, and it was a silver Glock, and it was a 45 millimeter, I think. And he pulled a bullet out of it, and he took the bullet and he scraped an imprint on it with his tooth. And while he did it, he chipped his tooth and didn't seem to think much of it, and then gave me the bullet and said I'd be honored if he would keep this. because your music really means something to me. And I took the bullet, and I still have the bullet. I thought that was kind of weird and amazing. I think that the most amazing stuff that happens to us on tour is when people truly appreciate what we're doing, and we can't really ask for much more than that. When anybody gets something out of music the way that we get something out of music, and if we can contribute to that, then that's the most amazing stuff for us. That's the good stuff. That's the stardust, as Carl Sagan would say. So, another question is, if you could perform with any musician, dead or alive, who would it be? Omi?
Pink Floyd.
That's not a musician. That's a group.
David Gilmour.
David Gilmour. All right. David Gilmour. I was volunteering in Rockaway after Hurricane Sandy, and I was cooking Thanksgiving dinner for a bunch of people because I've been cooking since I was like 2. So somehow I got put in charge of dinner for like 500 people. I was volunteering, and we had all these tents set up, and I was cooking a bunch of stuff outside, and Patti Smith showed up because she bought a house in Rockaway, and I do not know Patti Smith's material at all. I was sort of knew who she was. And when Patti Smith showed up, or before Patti Smith showed up, these guys showed up from the MoMA who were donating a sound system. So they were like, does anybody know how to set up a sound system? And I said, sure, I'll set it up. So I set it up. Then Patti Smith shows up and goes, can anybody tune my guitar? And I was like, Patti Smith can't tune a guitar, okay. So I took Patti Smith's guitar and I tuned it, and I went back to the kitchen line. And then Patti Smith came over to me later, a couple minutes later, and said, can you play some songs with me? And I said, sure, thinking that she'd forget about it and I could go back to work and it would all be forgotten. And then Reuters News showed up and a bunch of other news outlets showed up, and Patti Smith called on me. So in dread, I set up in a tent with just me and Patti Smith and whispered to her right before we were about to play her hits that I have no idea how to play them. And Patti Smith, being a gracious, amazing musician, said, let's just make some stuff up. So we freestyled some stuff and wrote a bunch of songs on the spot. And everybody bought it, which is great. And then a guy from a news outlet came up to Patti and said, what was that last song called? And she's like, Ask Blaze. And I'm like, it's called Save Rockaway. And he bought it. So that was kind of fun. I can't really say who I'd like to play with because, honestly, the musicians that I idolize the most, I wouldn't want to mess up their stuff. So I wouldn't want to play with them. To tour with certain people, dead or alive, the list is infinite. Jake, what sorts of things generally inspire your lyrics? We think of our music in a very cinematic way, and we are inspired by a lot of different stuff. Me, as the lyricist, I'm kind of most inspired by the human condition and the layers of that, whether it be American culture and the things that are either taboo or really unjust about the system that exists in the world that I grew up in. And that's not to say that I think that people misconstrue that as being people can get sort of hateful and be like, if you don't like it, get the hell out, that kind of thing. And that's not really my philosophy on it. I think by questioning your government and questioning your surroundings is participating in it and caring about it. I think that's the definition of a patriot, is to not blindly wave anything or blindly believe in anything, but do your own research and figure that fucking stuff out for yourself. And then you're participating in the system and participating in the evolution of making it better. So I guess my lyrics are kind of inspired by our surroundings, and most of it is pretty sort of society-driven. Madeline says, favorite flavor of ice cream?
French fries.
French fries is Omi's favorite flavor of ice cream.
It's good.
Not even sure if that exists.
It does. My country.
I guess green tea, ice cream. I like that. Okay, so we're gonna play another song, our last song of the evening, and if you are interested in getting a hold of us or asking us more questions, or getting into a philosophical debate with us, or just telling us how much you enjoyed or didn't enjoy what you have experienced today, you can reach us at ioniamusic.com, facebook.com/ioniamusic, on Instagram, which is instagram.com/ioniamusic. You can email us or Facebook us, and we're always on there, and we're more than willing to speak to anybody, and really the reason that we do this is so that we can connect with people. So please feel free to reach out. And we have a new EP coming out that was produced by Mike Sapone, who did all the brand new stuff and a bunch of Taking Back Sunday and a bunch of other stuff, and he's a great producer. And that EP is called Postcards from the Edge, Chapter 1, Delta 32, which is kind of a mouthful. But that'll be out February 1st, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. So yeah, this song is called Loneliness Will Not Be Televised. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Stop and stall like a combustion engine malfunctioning faulty machine. The TV screen burns like a laser, puts holes through the retinas of dreams. Forward slash a trio of W's dressed up in their polka dot coms. And friends won't last, but I've got 'em beat now. I back them up on CD-ROM. Words that you gave me, sweet and savory, don't stand to gain much from this. The words that you gave me, sweet and savory, don't stand to gain much from this. Remember these eyes, they marched with such innocence, now lost in the anger man's lies. If loneliness kills, well, you'll never notice, 'cause loneliness won't be televised. The way